Hello and welcome back to How to Succeed in Your Next Job Interview. I'm Patrick Munoz.
And I'm Chris Schulte.
In today's video, we're going to discuss using words to your advantage. Remember, words are what we use during an interview, so how can we use them to make the best impression and succeed in our next job interview? The first point is use words to your advantage. Be conscious of unconscious fillers. Well, that's hard to do, but we're going to teach you what they are. Filler words like, you know, stuff. Chris, give us an example of this. I'm going to ask Chris a question, and he's going to show us what it's like when we have these unconscious fillers come into our vocabulary. Chris, would you tell me a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, well, I come from a sort of a big family. Well, there's two brothers and two sisters, and then there's me. And we get along really good.
So there you see it. And Chris didn't put the one, which I really gets me going is, and stuff. Our family is very close and stuff, but we don't always see eye to eye and stuff. So be careful of those filler words that really don't mean anything. Be careful. And what's a great way to kind of overcome these, Chris?
I've seen it happen over and over again, Patrick. It's practice. It's practice. And you don't even have to be worrying about it. You don't have to consciously go, oh my God, I can't say oh, I just said it. As soon as you start worrying about it, then it becomes topmost in your brain. Just start practicing your answers. By the very nature of practice, your answers will become more succinct, more concise, and some of those words will slip away. I've seen it happen over and over again.
Which is great. Practice makes, perhaps not perfect, but it makes you much better. And for this next point that you can practice is using transitions. Transitions, so we know where we're going in the story. Chris, talk to us a little bit about your experience with transitions and what you recommend.
One of the questions that my clients are always asked during their interview for residency is the question seems to be easy, and it's usually the first one. Tell us about yourself. And of course, that's the hardest question possible because you have to decide, well, what should I talk about and what shouldn't I talk about? So we spend a lot of time on that. And it's basically their life story since they graduated from medical school. So depending upon how many years, and their job is to really impress the interviewer with how much they've accomplished, how many programs they've been, how many medical programs they've been in, what they've done since then. And so we don't want to get all tied up into exactly what year they've done what. We just want to give them kind of a chronological overview. So we use words like next, following this, and then subsequently I went to Atlanta for this. And then when you get toward the end, you can either say finally or most recently, and then that clues the interviewer that you've come to the end of the story. I can't tell you how much better a speech is when they use transition words or when they don't use transition words, because the poor interviewer is going to lose track of where are we in your life story.
You can think about any kind of conversation as having an orchestration to it. It's like a piece of music, a beginning, a middle, and an end. And if you're giving answers that have those nice transitions, next we'll talk about this, then you're going to be able to paint a picture that the interviewer is going to be able to follow so much more easily. Which brings us to our third and final point. Notice how I slipped that in. Third and final point, pause afterwards. And that is using action words. The things that we respond to as people are action words and images. If I paint a picture of something, you see that. If I say, I'm going to show you how to do this, that's an action word. But even better than that simple action word are some action words that Chris talks about when he coaches his clients.
One of the things that I really want my clients to impress upon their listeners is that they not only are a great team member, because teamwork in the medical field is so important, but they also can take on leadership if it's required. And so rather than go through all that and say, well, not only am I a great team member, but I can also assume leadership, which of course is wordy and goes on, is we just use a word such as delegate. I coordinate the activities of those working under me, and I delegated authority as necessary. Bam! That's such a good sentence. It's so concise and clean, and it makes you sound more mature. You're more articulate type of person that the interviewer wants on his or her team. Oh,
Chris,
some other words, just some other words. Directed, developed, coordinated, consolidated. They're just fantastic. Action words are the way to go.
Chris and I were talking before this video about people who come to us, in his case, medical, doctors, physicians, who might be younger in their 20s, late 20s, early 30s. And for me, I have clients who come to me who is in the same position where they're working among older people, or they might be in a position where they feel that they're not as experienced. And in this case, they're not maybe as experienced, but they certainly want to be, and they certainly can be, and they certainly have done all of the work. So one of their fears or anxieties is not coming across as this professional, it's coming across as mature. So using language that has a maturity to it gives you that gravitas, gives you that weight, makes you come across much more as a professional, ready to do the job, and in a very kind of mature way. So that's really important. So the 3 takeaways from this video is choosing your words, get rid of unconscious fillers, use transitions, and use words that have a powerful punch to them, action words. We hope you like this video. If you do, please subscribe to my channel, reach out to us. We have the information to contact us in the lines below. Chris, did you want to say something else?
Just to remind people, I don't know how many people use thesauruses anymore, but they sure work. You can look up a word like delegate and you'll get 5 other ones, and find the one that you feel most comfortable with, that you feel speaks mostly to what you're trying to say. It's a book, but it still works.
Use language to your advantage. That's what we're talking about here. And we really hope you enjoyed this video. We look forward to seeing you in the next one.